Boom, boom. This is Ken Urban. Welcome back to the channel. All right, I got a quick little video to do for Azur Lane here. Just to let everybody know that today is the actual end of the Ashen Simulacrum event. Officially, today, the actual events will actually close on the thing. So this will be disappearing. So you will no longer be able to complete this right here. If you're going for the chat borders, you need to make sure that you do that today. Make sure that you grab anything if you're catching anything for to get any baton. You need to make sure that you do that today as well. You should just have to claim her, so you probably already did. It'll say collect if you do have something there. The actual approaching storm also ends today, so if you didn't complete that a while ago, you need to catch up on that. And the blueprint completion plan for Ibuki is also going away. So all that stuff's going to go away today, so you need to make sure that you get in there. And the last thing that will be going away is the actual shop. So this will be disappearing on the update tonight as well, and this will be gone tomorrow. So make sure that you get in there and get Kabbalah. Pick up any of the blueprints and stuff that you want out of there. Make sure you use up all your battle stars as much as you can. Okay, because you lose it, you don't get it back, and there won't be another option to. So this is the final event is today. So make sure that you get in there and knock all that stuff out. So I ended up having a pretty good event. I did end up getting the actual all of the ships. I didn't end up Sumner. Wasn't able to get my hands on Sumner, so that was unfortunate. But I did get all of the other stuff. So it was a pretty good event. I did like it immensely. It was good. All the ships are good. This had a really good ship set. I mean, with Alabama, Baltimore, and even the epic ships and the rare ships had something about them that made them something that you want to obtain. So it was a pretty good. But I'll try to get Sumner at some other time. Maybe if they do have another rerun of this event, which I'm sure they will, we'll be able to get that. Also, Nagato has been permanently added to the build, so you should be able to try to get her now. She's in the heavy, so if you did not get Nagato, or if you not got her, you'll only be able to get her in the ink stain steel of it. So now she's up here permanently, so you can get her all the time. So you definitely want to build for her, because she's got a rate up right now. Okay. So that's a good chance to get her, because otherwise the only way to get her before was through the event. But now you don't have to wait for that event. She's in here permanently, just the same as the other items in the shop used to be event items, and that was the sparkling mic and the warrior sword for Warspite and for San Diego. Those two units used to be, the only way to get these was through an event as well, so you had to wait for them to come out. They're no longer event based as well too. So all that stuff's been permanently added to the game. So it's definitely got some good stuff. The core event is still going to be going on. That's going to be going on for 4 days. So you should definitely be doing your hard modes, because you get 3 times core. The core is excellent. There's some really good stuff that you can get in the core shop. Okay, they got a couple of ships in here. This is really good. These shells are excellent for battleships. Do a ton of damage. So you definitely want to continue participating in that. So just make sure you do. You only get 3 hards a day. So that's the only chance you get core. But, getting a 3 up is pretty good. They've also got some new outfits in there. I'm not sure I'm going to touch those right there. The rate up is the Nagato event. It's just that she's in there as well. Kawakaz is in here as well as I-13, which is actually a pretty good sub too. So these 3 are all on rate up. So you definitely want to definitely go for Nagato if you don't have her already, because she is the backbone. She's the backbone of the actual one of the used to be Maiden, not so much Maiden now, but you would have Nagato and then Akagi and Kaga flanking her. And that made a pretty damaging backfield for the Sakura fleet. It still could be popular used, but there's a lot of other choices now that they got Shinano and whatnot out. you are a ship who's also with the Sakura Empire. So there's a lot of other options now that she's at. You don't actually need both Kagi and Akaga. The reason the Kagi and Akaga were so were made it because they each had skills that assisted one another as long as they were both in the team. So and that combined with Nagato's buff made them pretty damaging. But there's other options now. Shinano is significantly more powerful than those two. She's a UR ship, as she should be. But so for the time being, you can run Shinano. I'm running Shinano and Teiho U with Nagato in the backfield, and that works out fine for me. But yeah, there's more options now. Some people run Shinano and Shukaku, so there's Shukaku. So there's a lot of other stuff that you can do in terms of what you want to do in the backfield. But those two are on right up. That also ends today as well. She will still be in the actual heavy pool. It's just there won't be a rate up. She's not going away, as you can see from the thing. She's been permanently added. Okay, so she'll be in there all the time. It's just that they do have a rate up event for that for her in the actual unit. You also see they also added some the still standing current inside of the actual file for that now. So if you can actually go through and see the event if you didn't inside the archives. Okay, so that's pretty nice. So they've added the ship and they've added the Extinct Still Sakura to the actual archives, and that's the reason why they put the ship in there, because they can't obviously if the event's no longer, once you put it in the archive, I don't think it's run again. That's where it stays at permanently. So they're that event is no longer, since that event's no longer going to be rerun, there's no way to actually give you the ship through the event because it's no longer being rerun. So now they have to make the ship permanently added. So that's why it is. So if you did not complete, as you can see, I've got 100 on it, so it's nothing for me to actually do on it. But if you do go into the battle and the archives, there's a few in there that I've actually decided to look at. This is these are when I really started playing on these last 3 events. This one was, these were in there when I first came on, so I never got a chance for that. I really started playing inside of Fallen. This was the first event that I actually started doing. So I'm going to have to start finishing these up to get the story out of them. Okay. But this is where I really took off. This is where the Divergent chessboard, this is where you got some of the good ships for the Iron Blood. So that now that it's in here, it's no longer an issue. So you could just draw for her, but do the raid up. I mean, it's a better chance of getting her. I know I've been pulling on that, not just because I was pulling on the heavy right now, and I managed to actually get, I actually did pull another copy, a Kawakaz, which I used to fully limit break her. Okay. So, but yeah, definitely want to pull on that as much as you can today if you're looking for Nagato to complete your Sakura fleet. Okay. So that's all I got. I just want to let everybody know that all that stuff's going away tonight. The update will be coming out, and tomorrow we'll have the new events and some of the new stuff to come along with. So we'll be jumping right back into the fray. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you subscribe, to see a bell. You click on it, bell, you're notified each time I drop a video. And remember to like and share the video, as that does help the channel immensely. So this is Kenrir coming at you from the corner, signing out.